So this is Yasaman's Learning Belly Dance. Today I want to do a belly dance talk, I call it, more about the posture and form in belly dance, or just understanding my belly dance style, since that's what I am teaching. Now, when I teach posture, I get very much into posture and form and your balance and grace. So I really get into that early on in beginner stages because it's very important to focus on that and push that into the person, to give them the thought process that posture is very important. They remember to keep it while performing their dance. Now, the most basic talk of posture, as I'm sure you may know by now, is the softening to the knees, tucking the pelvis, lift the chest, rolling the shoulders back, and relax the arms and shoulders. So that's the most basic term you'll hear, that whole line, okay? Now, when you're moving, you're like, okay, how do I keep that posture while performing and moving? It's more you know, how you have a rule, and you can kind of bend that rule, so to speak. Keeping the chest lifted, always keeping the chest lifted. That's something that you will always be doing. Not necessarily having your pelvis tucked, but you want to try to keep your tailbone dropped, which is your pelvis being tucked, but it's not as defined as when you're standing still, because you can do it more when you're not using, obviously, the pelvis. So if you are doing an upper isolation, remember to keep the pelvic tucked, because that will help the control of the upper isolation in the upper body. And vice versa, if you're going to be doing a lower isolation, keep the chest lifted at all times. So that being said, it's the form and the way you hold your body, okay, when you're dancing. Think about that. You want to do this in the mirror. Just talk with yourself about how you want your form to be. Keeping your posture. Drill it into your memory. So you're drilling into your muscle memory. Just constantly, when you're just doing nothing all day, just keep your chest lifted and your well-kept posture. Most people going around everyday life don't even have good posture when they should have better posture and keeping that tailbone dropped, you know. So that being said, and when you're traveling or when you're performing dance, keep your head leveled. Unless, of course, you're performing something when you drop your head or something like that. When you're keeping your eye on your audience, keep your head level no matter what, okay? That is another position of your form in belly dance, all right? So keeping that in your mind, when you're performing a move, when you're practicing a move, the chest lifted. Keeping your posture. When you are doing a lower isolation, that chest lifted will make the difference. So if you ever feel your form dropping, remember, chest lifted, chest lifted, chest lifted, okay? And that posture, okay? Well, I'm not sure what your style may be, but posture is important in every style, okay? So that's my talk about that. And then grace and balance. I have different training I give my students for balance and grace. I'm always telling them to practice their moves on releve, and because we use that a lot in belly dance, even for like the Arabic glide, for instance. So we're on releve, and when we're performing certain moves, our variations can change by being on releve as well. So practice a lot on releve, walk around on releve, and then also your foot placement when you're walking. I'm always telling my students, when we're practicing grace, to do toe to heel. So that being said, it's more or less your heel to your toe, like so. And then when you step, and whenever you step, use the ball of your feet. So when you step, you should step onto the ball of the foot and let it roll to the heel. That's how I teach grace and beginner balance. It can help them focus and keep the leg placement well, okay? And that can be used when you're walking and stepping, okay? Like if you're doing a grapevine and you step across, and so you're always going from ball of the foot to the heel. So it's like a roll down. So you want to practice that, just going up on releve and rolling down word to the heel, okay? That's another concept to practice. So think about that when you're talking about your posture, your grace, and another thing I want to touch on. Face and not fake, I call it when I'm teaching. I hate to see a dancer perform and they have the most fakest face that you can think of. They they show all their teeth in their mouth. I can't really personally stand that. Of course, I'm more into the Gauls and tribal fusion setting now. Though I used to be in Turkish and Egyptian, that was my original styles that I trained in for years in the past. But I have moved my dance further to what fits me, which is fine. Everyone should be where they should be placed. They're fit for them. Your dance should be created for you and fit who you are. Because dancing some other style that doesn't fit you will be reflected in your performance. Okay, so you will find what fits you. If you start another style, that's fine. If that style is for you, then that's good too. At least you found your style early on, some say. But it also me not finding my style early on actually gave me the ability to study many different styles, which made me have my fusion style. So that being said, remember, drill the posture into your muscle memory, into your mind, because it will help and affect your dance in a whole new way. So that being said, thanks for watching. This has been Yasmin's Talk on Yasmin's Belly Dance.